Okay, what's going on, Grand Rising? Today is February the 5th, Wednesday, 2025. What we're looking at today is going to be dollar index, the futures market, and the indices market. On the indices market here, just pretty quick here, 40 seconds out. We took a position on NQ, let's just say, right now is 100 inside this 15-minute area, trying to get back above daily, which is already locked off break even. And then we're seeing more upside here. So we'll see what we get today. I don't want to overanalyze because we did just kind of talk with the guys here really quick. But let's be patient and let's look for good quality setups. So gap down on QQQ and SPY. So very interesting there. Trying to get this open here. Okay, just marking that New York open. Now remember, any New York open pre New York positions, you want to be break even or risk off because this type of situation right here, you know, them buying up the price like this and then selling it off. So we'll see what they get. But it looks pretty good here. I'm gonna have the 5 recorded here because I'm watching the 15. So they haven't reached that liquidity pocket yet on ES. So very interesting. But let me write some stuff down here really quick. And like I said, just make sure if you have any pre-New York positions that you can make sure you're covered on those. But that gap down, there could be shorts in play as well, guys, just so you guys have an idea. But I wouldn't personally want to short ES until they got to that liquidity. Okay, so now I need to watch that one right here. So you got that 5 minute demand play kind of setting up, right? So you could be looking at smaller time frames if you like, if you want to see continuation there. But I'm gonna be patient here. Mhm. So for me, I would have to see them break this 5 minute area, but I kind of like them to continue that area. Like I said, I'm already in long, not futures, but I'm just managing a long position. So if you guys are starting to see mitigations on the smaller time frames where you can frame up something, there possibly could be something. But let's, if you want to be, more safe, you can wait for this 5 minute close as well, just to be safe here. Check and see if we have any kind of news. Okay, so I like how they're respecting that 5 minute demand, right? So if you're following how we've been trading, right, and ES hasn't hit that area, this makes complete sense, right? To find an entry inside that 5 minute demand, and you could basically, if you start to see it wick, then you're going to start to see, that fast price, and you're going to start seeing it rally up quickly. Now, what you really want to see is ES start to climb, but we're starting to see what we want to see here off that 5 minute demand. So that looks good. So if you have any pre-New York trades, this is what you want to see. You want to see something like this, right, into that 9:15 time, like 9:30s. 9:15 is the fractal, but I like to see 9:30 as well. But that looks pretty good, okay? And then, like I said, if you guys were looking at that area, like I explained, you played the 1 minute mitigation under 2025 open, okay? So we did just hit that area. Our CFD trades are looking good too. So we have a chance to potentially rally this thing to the upside. Potentially. You want to see that 5 minute close though, okay? Want to see that candle close higher if it's going to go because you really haven't gotten anything signs of strength here on ES at all. Okay. And so like I'll show you guys this just really quickly since I am kind of watching it on the window. Whoa. Is our 1 minute price action. Excuse me. Wow. Sorry guys. I got accounts going off. Is the mitigation play. All right. That was a beautiful mitigation off that 1 minute play. And like I said, the 5 minute location was good as well, with ES not reaching liquidity yet. Okay. So that looks good to me. Let's see if we can reach on that 15 now, up to that 21.6, or at least take this double top liquidity right here. So this is kind of another level I'm focused on. Maybe if you did take that futures position, I was able to factor in a little smaller one in there. So we'll see what we get. Now we want to give back those CFDs that we took here somewhere above daily open in a liquidity pocket. Bam, it just popped up. Really nice. Okay, so we're really starting to push now. So as we're in that daily open, you want to protect or pay yourself, right? So my position on futures, let's say if it was a little later, you would want to protect or pay yourself, right? Because you want to see the push on through here. So like I said, yeah, we continue to watch that. Sorry. So like the entry that I have is better, obviously on CFD. But I've been able to get in and now protect myself based on that top end of the imbalance move that I tell you guys about. All right. So we'll see where we go today on this. It's protected regardless. So, and that CFD position, we're just trying to see it reach up to that 21,550s, I believe, if the market allows and goes. I mean, it may fail here at the daily open, which is very doable for this type of price. Okay. Really want to watch that 5 minutes continue to close here above that New York if it's going to rally. Okay. And the way ES looks like on that 1 hour looks a lot better than anything, right? It looks like it still looks pretty good here. And then I want to bring over, we're looking at all three at once, guys. We're not just looking at one. I don't trade them all. I analyze them all. But when you look at NQ on the far left, ES in the middle, YM on the right, we've got a lot of liquidity sitting at the same time and price, like areas, right? Or same time, excuse me, not price. So let's continue to see what we get. Um, I think if we can, let's watch 15 together instead. I can see 5 over here. And so you can see where we're trying to reach the same area. We've already reached that area on ES now. So now we've shown signs of strength, right? In the range. So now you want to see the double tops right here that I have marked. You want to see those get blasted. And then I think if you have a futures position like the one I had, you can just basically trail the risk. That's all you got to do. Really, really nice trade, guys. Let's go. Really nice trade, especially those ESs, man. It's just so clear on where we could exit that trade, right? I'm just kind of showing you guys how I'm positioning, right? I moved my risk on the futures trade from where I had it, which was here, to like the 5 minute low, which will be here. All right. So now my risk is going to be here, and I'll evaluate as we get into the pocket, right? But it looks like we're going to get our goal for the day, and we're able to read the markets here pretty solid, potentially. Just slip through that liquidity, and that'd be a good day for me, I would say, on futures. If we could just slip through it on that 5 minute. But like I said, it can, as soon as it gets close to those areas, we all know that it was what it's trying to do. So we just got to see it punch through. Now, as soon as if it can punch through fast enough, then you're able to cover quick enough your position. So you'd want to see a nice push through. Did it poke through though? Let me see. Did it poke above? No, it did not. Let me look at the high on this candle here. High on this candle was 21,580. It could have. Let me see. 21,588. Oh, that could break down, guys. So just make sure you're protected a little bit there. 5 minutes still look really pretty good. Just got to see how they just opened that candle, so we'll have to see. And that's why I said the 5 minute area, the 21,541s is the better risk placement, I would say, than an internal trade like that. Because this 5 minute could, just burst right through the area that we want on NQ. And you're not seeing any signs of weakness on ES right now. So kind of getting weak there above daily open. That's why I'm, like I said, make sure you cover your positions in case need to be available for another position. Okay. I want to see this 5 minute close here. Okay. On NQ. At the same time while watching ES, right? Because that's very important when you're taking trades on either one of these assets to understand what the overall market is. If you're sitting there and you're only looking at a 1 minute time frame, you have no idea what to look for, target, or what the market's doing. Okay. But I think we planned this one out pre-market pretty good based on location, and I think we're going to end up getting what we want to see, which is that push on through that liquidity, which is, you know, really nice. I want to bring this over here really quick so you guys can see a little bit higher time frame perspective, right? NQ here, double tops, 21.7, double tops, 6,070, and then double tops, 44.8 on this, on YM. I said this. Sorry. And then my main thing is like, are they going to go hit this liquidity? That's all I really care about at this point. It may not. Now, the capitulation back towards New York after already showing signs of strength is usually an absorption play, but doesn't mean it has to be. It could be people selling off above daily as well. So we would like it to be. I would say in the next few minutes we would see it if it's going to work out. So let's be patient here and kind of watch ES on that 5 as well. For the video, I'm going to have 15 because I'm watching 5 like a hawk over here to my right. Just want to see us pierce right through that liquidity, guys. Because I think if we pierce through this is internal 21,620s, and they'll blast that, right? Based on the range of the day. Remember, I told you guys draw fibs from the high of the day to the low. If they were to go from, the sell side down like this, I think people will start to get weak in that 78.6. That's that 21,650 level if it rises up there. Now, taking a look really quick, I just want to show you guys the 1 minute price action because you can look at it, but you don't get stuck, right? It can really mess you up here, but you are somewhat seeing signs of strength, right? So what you want to do is stay on that 15 and 5 and just continue to see if those candles are going to close the way we want. If those candles don't close the way we want, then we're going to have to reevaluate. If this candle here on the 15 can close above daily open, I think that we have a good chance to reach at that point if we close above here. And then I'll show you guys how I'm going to manage the risk on the remainder of what I have. Nice open right there. All right. So if we can get above those 21,590s one more time, I'm going to really start to be able to secure the bag. Okay. So I'm going to bring that over so you guys can see that. So as we approach those highs, right, how I like to trail my risk on positions is like this. Is now we've started to move. I pick to move it based on the 5 as we break 5 minute structure. Okay. So now that we've moved and we've respected New York Open and that 5 minute wick, now I can put my risk here. All right, and secure more, right? Because the price is showing me higher highs and higher lows on the 1 minute. But no matter what, it secures your green day. You know what I'm saying? So close to that resistance area, right? That liquidity area. If you started seeing weakness on this, excuse me, I'm saying this on ES, then you may start to see it break down, right? But like what I would be looking for is like 1 minute price action to continue bullish, like higher highs and higher lows. And I'd have to see weakness on my 5, which I don't see that at all. Start and kind of break down right before it. We do have news at 9 as well, so that's why I went ahead and secured the bag just in case. All right, and then the CFD positions are definitely good. I mean, they're so far that we're pretty good on those. All right, want to see that 5 minute start turning, right? Because they're not showing any weakness after the HOD sweep or the internal HOD on ES. So on this 5 minute NQ, as long as you keep getting a bullish candle here for the next 2 minutes, you continue to watch higher open to higher close on bullish price action. Okay. Like I said, we reached on this 5 minute through those 590s, those 588s right there again, then I think we're gonna start pumping. And remember, guys, I like to give my swing positions back somewhere above 71%, or so that when it gets to that point, we break that structure here. If we do, then I'd love to start to trail that risk somewhere close to daily open on the highest position. The lowest one I'll leave for like a runner, and then the highest one I'll start to secure the bag on that intraday trade. Um, just to recap again here really quick, we're looking really good on those 1 hours, right? When you're looking left, right? This is what I'm seeing. I don't know what anybody else is seeing, but this is what I'm seeing. Okay. And I think we just tapped that area on NQ, right? Did we? Yeah, yeah, we did. There we go. There we go. All right, don't get excited. Trail risk. That's all that sound means for me is like make sure I'm securing back. All right. Now we've reached that liquidity. Now this is where the transfer of orders could happen. Okay, so this is where you want to be really on point, as if you because a lot of buys could be already set in. Well, a lot of buys could already be set in from the V from the beginning of the day, right? So just trying to really track this thing up to the upside. Now I'm looking at that supply here, 21,607s, but like I said, we just swept that liquidity. So what I'm gonna do is make sure and trail that to daily here. Okay. So like I said, I trail my risk up a little bit higher there to that daily open on futures. So if it hits it out there, that'll be fine. And then CFD will manage. We'll just see what we get. If you want to be safe, you can leave your risk at the New York Open. I would say 21,550s. And if you've got a good entry, um, I've got a pretty good entry, but just want to see if we're gonna get that push on through here. So new 5 minute candle, right? We got so now we're looking really good to continue up. We're above daily open, right? So if you looked at a daily candle right now, as of right now, as price is printing, it would be printing bullish because we're above daily, if that makes sense. But you're starting to see that weakness there. So guys, that might be it for me on futures here sometime today. Let me see here quick. I'm just trailing the risk up tight, watching that 1 minute and five. So if we can break this 1 minute structure, I'll kind of show you guys how I'm going to suffocate this thing. And then, like I said, our CFD positions are essentially from here, 21,490s. So we're good on those and locked. So my trailing risk was at that 21,000, right where that 1 minute just switched to 63s. So they may continue to go here, guys, on the futures positions, I would think. But because you're getting weakness here, I'm good with that for this type of day, right? So now I can focus on just that. Now I can focus on managing just the CFD position. But that might be it. And you guys see, right? ES was taking liquidity right here on that internal liquidity, but they still have more to go to me. So I'll wait here till 9, but that's, like I said, that trailing that risk already put me into a green day. So there's really nothing for me to do. Unless we get, like I said, this 15.5, like this 5 minute back below New York, a specific way, but I would need to see ES playing out a certain way. I do still see ES playing out to go higher though. So it's just may take some time and some pullbacks in this area here. So okay, nice. So now they're back in the area, right? And this is where I believe noobs will start selling what they see, and then it absorbs them on the New York Open sometimes. But if not, then price will sell off, and that's fine. But I like this type of price here. So because I already have this position locked, so now my eyes will be focused on seeing what happens inside this candle, and then looking at smaller time frames to kind of see, or excuse me, higher time frames to see 1 hour wickage stuff like that. Because then that would make me want to see like a 1 minute next candle entry type situation. But for futures, I think I'm done today because I ended up crossing, I think, the $700 mark, even with the trailing risk. So could have been a little bit more better of a day, but I'd rather be consistent over time than like a one hit wonder. All right, so that looks good right there, guys. That 5 minute, how that's playing, and I'm sure people are being manipulated. So we shall see. That looks really good. Okay, so like that type of situation is what I like to see, and then I like to see something I can frame on a small time frame. All right, like at New York Open. So if you're wanting to be a little bit more, risk adverse here, or I mean, excuse me, risky, you could be buying this, putting your risk at the low, right? Now, these are the type of trades that get me stopped out, right? So I would personally, you know, look at that five and evaluate, what you're seeing. And if you're inside of demand, then it makes sense on a 1 minute to take a trade like that, right? New York Open, stop here, or you put your stop at the top end of this imbalance, which will then make you available to possibly take another demand play off of the open there. Let me look at the CFD pricing. Actually, I need to keep this price up so I can see it here. Okay, and I'm gonna get off the 1 minute because there's nothing for me to look at on there right now. All right, and think about it, guys. Where price started to sell off is when you look at comparative strength analysis when they took internal liquidity on ES. Okay, okay. So maybe on that, like you're done on futures, instead of going over and doing anything, you would play your CFD at this point. You know what I mean? Because like if you've had I'd say anything over $700 day, close to 1,000 on a futures trade, take it day by day. I'd rather have good habits than I would, looking at P&L all day. Now y'all see how it's capitulating. People start panicking in these moments, and they don't look left. So as it's capitulating below the opening price on the daily, they're pressing sell, right? And that's where that mantra comes in: buy below the open, sell below that whole thing we talk about. So if someone's selling right here at this point and prices they can see it pushing, they try to ride that wave down, right? But what ended up happening is when they do that, is the price absorbs and turns around on them. Okay. Those look pretty good though to fall off, guys. I mean, just being real, because it looks like they have that liquidity engineered at the top, but they're gonna make it hard to get. Okay. So I want to see if a candle's gonna close lower than this. You already have a pretty good rejection here, um, on that 15 here. So let's look at 5 here as well. And remember on that 1 hour what you're looking for, right? 1 hour wickage, 15-minute dump, and gives you a 5 minute dump candle, right? So see how they manipulated it here and they get people. If you're playing the small time frames, like 1 minute or lower, you're getting noobed right here because you're not putting your risk where you should on the 5 minute location. So let's see if this news comes in and does anything, if the market sink or run for the liquidity. And then we'll probably be out of here about 9:15 for the recording side. I like to look at that 5 minute though. I will say that going into the new hour. Oof, let's go. Now, okay, so when they do that though, pre-news, you got to be ready. You see what I'm saying? Because they're doing something. If people can see it, something's going on. So I'm just gonna stay strapped on my my futures on my CFD swing position from like that 6 7 a.m. time. Stay break even and see what happens. I believe higher time frame will trump the lower time frame, but that's just me. Yep. There we go. Come on, pump, baby. So they destroyed all those sellers, right, in the wrong spot. And look how that we just watched people get manipulated right there. That was beautiful, man. Can't ask for any better than that. Now, will they continue? Right? That's what you want to see now in this 15. All right. Is that 5 minute price is up now? Because now that 5 minute, what has it done? It's created a demand candle, right? The 850 to 855. If this closes higher, now you've got signs of strength. That could be a demand candle to the upside. We did reach right into the supply. All right. Liquidity with internal is here. And look at the manipulation. Look at the manipulation, guys. 15 minute wick, 5 minute wick, 1 minute dump candles, I promise. 1 minute dump candle, play the right side, put your risk at the low. All right. You're already break even on an ES trade right there. If you took that, you're 10 points in profit. So even if it came back and got it's all about your location. But that news flash, I mean, that didn't take the ES highs, so that could be just a run on liquidity as well. Look at that five here. Now, what I want to see personally between now and 9:15 macro is where this candle closes. Because if that was a fast move, what are fast moves? Fast moves are wicks, right? But I think when you take a look at those 1 hours, we're just suppressing the price down to eventually pop, right? And I like that 21,900 supply level. 21,800 supply, 21,850 is at like 21,900 on futures. Now, really quickly here, guys, what I'm looking for is 5 minute candle closures above this area. Okay. ES is being a little bit more difficult, and it's actually set a supply inside the New York Open. So they're being difficult, I would say here. But if you played the position and you're getting out where it double tops, were that's a great spot. Now this position, I would say you only have so much time left in the day, so there's only so much to grab. You know, Let me trail my risk on that too, because they're starting to when you really start to plot it all, right? You've got a 15-minute supply after liquidity grab, so you got to be real with yourself, and a 5 minute candle right here. See what I'm saying? So for me here, I would like on those CFD swings, I've got a position from. Let me show you guys on the 15 essentially how I'm going to manage the risk here because it's not showing me anything. It doesn't show me that buyers are taking profit. When the market sells off is when buyers decide to take profit, right? And I just don't think buyers have yet all the way, but we could be hitting that supply, wicking, and that could be it. And you've got ES starting to break down. So that could be it, guys, honestly. I've trailed my risk up to from this position right here, just up to like right here, pretty much. So so cool. Nice little sell off here. Mhm. Glad to be out of futures already, you know. Instead of waiting on it. Now, guys, this is starting to set up really nice though. If you're protecting yourself and you're available still, right? It's not really made that objective move lower yet, right? It's showing everybody can see the cells, right? Back below daily, right? Back below daily here as well. But this turns into absorption for me sometimes, guys. So I'm gonna be locked in till 9:15. If we don't see something that looks super clean, then my orders that I have from here pretty much just break even. So if they come back for those, then I may look for more CFD swing positions. But if they don't, um, then I'll let that one just rally. Let's look at the five here. YM is in that demand 44,500, right? So they're all manipulating, but leaving that liquidity to the upside. You know what I mean? So now look how they're all pulling up after, bro. I mean, I can't make this up, guys. People see what they see. Price retraces, right? On that internal little range right here, like this, right? And so now people are getting absorbed. I mean, that's what I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, you know? So that looks good still. We'll see. Observe the masses do the opposite, guys. Of course, the broker is wild. Let's see what they do. Top Step said they're about to take a short. Let's see. I really like where YM is on that 1 hour, how it's respecting 44.5 as well at the same time that these are, in that area. But as Tade knows, I'm sure he's on, if he's on here, it has his mind of its own. So, but when you're playing location and you're not, you're just respecting locations and you're playing off the areas you need to, it's perfect. Because somebody's sold down to that spot and now they don't realize why their move is getting erased. But like I've been looking at this pretty much all morning from this standpoint, right? Is rich retail sells into demand, right? Observe the masses, smart money traders play against where people play their positions. So they might want to move lower to those pre-New York positions, I would think. Let me look at the 15 here real quick. But we just got to see how this 15-minute turns into at the London Open, right? Because the entries are off of this down candle, and then we put our risk right here, which is like in alignment with it. But if we never get down there and cross this wick on those CFDs, we're fine. So if we start getting 15-minute wickage, right, 5-minute dumps and 1-minute mitigations that start showing higher highs and higher highs and higher low bullish price action, then that gives me the I can start to see this is possibly an absorption play on ES and NQ. So we'll watch this till like 9:15, then I'll open up the chat so we can chop it up really quick. But let's see if we can get this absorption on the remainder of this CFD swing. That looks really good on ES, I would say, right? You're getting a 15-minute wick, 5-minute dump, right? In the right location of where noobs will do the opposite of this. So let's see. Let's see if they can run those shorts out really quick. Come on, baby. And basically, in my mind, when it comes down to expected value and just the overall day, as we print above or below on any asset that I'm looking at, the daily open, I don't have to look at the daily candle to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Looks like absorption to me, but we'll see. Oof, could be topples. I don't have any trades from yesterday, so. And they're saying it's going to go lower on Top Step. Every time another trader says, "Oh, I can see it going lower for sure," that's when I start noticing absorption. Not saying it's not going to go lower because it could, right? We still have 21,400 below and the low of day and stuff like that. But for the accumulation markup, like we're still good if you're in a position here to me. I just feel like they're absorbing people off these POIs. They've held that 21.5 area futures since like 7 this morning almost. So either they're going to come right for it or, we'll see. But that'll be my remainder risk on the CFD trade. So 15-minute closes in about a minute. So see CFD. Looks like it's starting to wick on those 1 hours, and I'm looking to my left, and then the 15 minutes here, if you guys can see ES, it's wicking. So, and going back above the 50% of that range right there. So, I think it might absorb people right there. And like I said, pay attention to rich retail. Listen to other traders and see what they're saying in these same locations, right? They were saying they were about to sell that. I think, oh, they did sell it. Sorry. They're about to get smacked. Matter of fact, let me take a screenshot of this really quick because they're about to get smacked. I can use this for my post today. Bet. So their stop losses, guys, are like literally 21,550s. All right. So imagine, look where their stop is. Their stop is literally the half level and New York Open, and they wonder why they're getting absorbed. Come on, bro. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. So ES starting to find that strength, right? Right at the right time. Remember those 1 hours. I'll bring those back over before we end the actual stream. Okay, you guys drop a one in the chat if you guys are seeing absorption more, like a lot better, and be able to be patient for it. Or maybe you're learning a lesson, you know? Bet. Now, this is still inside of supply, so you'd want to see, like I said, a massive push that destroys the shorts from New York traders, especially on ES at this point, because we're already above New York Open, right? On excuse me, I was gonna say on futures on this, right? So if you had a trade from here, like I have that 15-minute trade from like in here, if this goes and makes a new high, I can start to trail that risk off of down candles in an uptrending market. All right. But I don't want to look at small time frames really. Let me see here. Okay, starting to break down. Look where it's breaking down, right? Inside supply at New York Open. But here's the question for me. If this is going to get weak, right, and not be 1 hour absorption, you want to start seeing 5 minute technical breaks away from POI. All right, so you've got the candle here, you got that low that showed signs of weakness, right? And now you've got this, now you've got this, right? So they could start to get weak. But imagine where those guys shorted, they would have been shorting here. They would have got rallied. They would have been like, damn, they probably would have started buying and then they would have shorted off again. So it's just that order flow. But to me, when you look at this candle here and the actual order flow things in alignment with that daily open, until we're absorbing, I believe, on that 1 hour until we really close, like I said, aggressively on the 15 or 5 lower. But right now, my eyes are on that lower low that was captured, the pushback, lower high, and now it's starting to sink more, and you're not seeing any more strength. So I'll stay break even on those positions and just call it one, pretty much. And we shall see here. Pretty choppy day, I would say personally. When you're looking at a 1 hour, like it's very choppy if you're not playing areas and securing your bag and stuff like that. I'm gonna wait here till 9:20 on the recording side, just to see if it's gonna break that 5 minute low or what's gonna happen. Remember this too, guys. Noobs buy tops and sell bottoms. So if they've missed the trade on the day or whatever, and they feel like they're having that fear of missing out, they're always gonna make bad decisions at the tops or bottoms. So see how it's piercing lower here already after taking this liquidity. To me now, it's like those break evens are the only things that are left. So there may be more positions throughout the day. I'm not sure. Let me look at the 15 again. Just feel like they're absorbing people here. Check those 4 hours really quick. And an NQ is right inside the 4 hour demand candle. So it's like very tricky on what they're trying to do here. All right. This is kind of what I want to show you guys here. Is like I think they could be absorbing into these demands, but if they don't, then they're gonna fall, obviously. But it just seems like they're, not giving up this area yet. All right, what time is it here? Lower low, lower high. See the technicals, right? So they might be moving down to this 7 a.m. areas. We'll see. You guys see how they have the 15-minute wick on ES, 5 minute dump, and then 1 minute mitigations? That's when I'm starting to like. Well, that's why I look at higher time frames, guys, because even if it's wrong, right? A lot of times they're manipulating so bad on that 1 minute that people are they're just placing their risk inside 5 minute and 1 minute internal liquidity, and then it comes down, reaches them, and gets them, right? So this looks pretty interesting right here. Let's see what they're gonna do. So now I'm watching like this candle. Oops. Sorry. This candle here pretty much on the way down. Because if it is gonna go bearish, it's gonna respect that candle and just whip to the downside. Okay. Check these 1 hours again. Okay. Where's my 1 hours? Okay. So just trying to see how they're going to play this area, right? Because they pushed away from New York, but they're still, to me, until they prove otherwise, they're absorbing orders inside that 4 hour demand. So let's see if they can push a little lower. Where are my 1 hours? Okay, cool. Yeah, you start seeing that 1 hour start to wick. You guys see how they're starting to manipulate there? Dude, it's literally like clockwork how they do it, right? They have the 15-minute wick, 5 minute dump, 1 minute mitigation ES, right? So all you're looking for is if you can get a 1 minute, 5 minute entry, I believe, is once you get that structure break like that on that 1 minute, 5 minute, if you took your entries the way we do off the stack candle and you get the higher high, higher low, another higher high, you should be break even, bro. Like, why would you not be? Right? We're talking about precision here, right? So 15-minute wick. Remember, like I said too, you're always gonna see it in the location in the right spot on the 1 hour. Right? 1 hour started to wick after closing higher here on NQ. This is shit, but you have a liquidity target. And this respected the demand which people were trying to sell Instagram influencers after the breakout. So we'll give it till 9:30, guys. Because I want to see if we're gonna continue higher here or not. But the way ES is moving right now, like with that 5 minute dump, right? That's got me more confident that with the sell, like they sold this down So there's all these cells built up at the top of this candle. So until we start showing weakness inside of that 5 minute dump, inside of a 15-minute wick, I would think that we would continue higher. All right. And we're printing back above daily. So it's just manipulating people, you know? That's all it is. At the tops and bottoms, though, especially. Okay. So what did you get? 15-minute wick, 71% retracement, like clockwork. And then you have that 1 hour target, higher time frame target. So if ES just runs to 6,050, guys, that'll be the end of the recording, and then we'll chop it up. Yeah, we'll talk about it here in just a second. Yeah, I think if you're getting stopped out, it's because the risk placement isn't based off geometry, right? A lot of my times I like to play, and then I would say if you're playing, if your moves are inside of moves where the market's pushing, like right now, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna miss this buy, and you press buy, and then it sells off. That's the observe the masses do the opposite. So if you notice, the way I give you guys those mantras are because it helps you train your thinking to see the right mitigation or the right stuff you're trying to see on small time frames. All right, because when I get these certain areas, if certain things don't happen, then I know, you know, when I get that 1 hour wick, 15-minute wick, and we haven't broken, like we're not gonna go break the low of the day, 71% retracement from low to that high, dude, it was almost like clockwork, you know. But I'm gonna end the recording side just really quick, and then we'll chop it up. I think we had a pretty good day. We were able to pop out a futures profit for another green day, and then we are swinging positions potentially for. We're profitable for the day on CFD, but we're trying to swing it for a little bit more of a long-term play here. So targets on the 1 hour really quick, just to kind of leave you guys what we were looking at as we were leaving or getting off. Was targets on the 1 hour were really the key today. The low had been set, I believe, overnight. And then it looked like this on all three. All right. Pretty nice, you know, and looks like YM's getting ready to really perform. So that'll be the end of the recording. Give me 1 second here.